just think they're going to come out slow. I think they'll make it close at the end.
What was that?
Wow.
I don't know what just happened.
I hope the mic picked that up. Because that was
I meant to just say and it just my voice cracked.
puberty sucks, man.
This is the Boys Down Bad podcast, and we are pumped to welcome on another Nebraska football commit, Brice Turner. Boys, give it up. Brice, thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I was going through your huddle film today, and it seemed like almost every play was you catching a ball and just outrunning everyone on the defense. So my first question for you is, did you ever get tackled in high school?
Ever get tackled? Yes, sir. Always. Always got tackled. It was like, some on small plays, but yeah, they eventually caught on to it. They got me. So yeah, I've been tackled.
Well, it didn't seem like it. So we're happy to see you in red. We're excited. Have you always been like the fastest guy on the team? Were you always known as being the quick guy?
Yes, sir. Since I moved to Bay City my sophomore year.
Okay. We love to hear that. Let's go back to the beginning of your story. So you're from Texas. What was your dream growing up? Was it always to play football and run track? What kind of was your passion growing up?
Well, at first I really wanted to play football. That was my passion. That was the first thing I always wanted to do. But then I started doing track. I noticed that I was pretty good at it. I was pretty fast, and I could compete with the guys at the next level. So that's when I just decided I wanted to do both football and track at the time. So yeah.
It just seems like Texas high school football is just so much different than what we see in Nebraska. What is it that's so much different compared to other states?
I mean, it's just the atmosphere and just the guys around it that just make you just want to go out there and play. It's just like the vibe, the hype, and it's just fun to be in the Texas area just to play football because it just don't get better than Texas at all.
So we see shows like Friday Night Lights, and Texas football just looks insane. Is that what it's like actually?
Yes, sir. Just loud, crazy. All the fans are just there. Just the whole place is just wild every game, and just it's really fun to be a part of.
Sounds a lot like Memorial. Love
Yes,
that.
sir.
So let's talk about your commitment story. So you were actually Rule's first scholarship commit, is that right?
Yes, sir.
So take us through the story of how you actually got to Nebraska?
Well, I was sitting in my second period class, just chilling, doing some work like usual. Then Coach Evan Cooper, he had texted me. So I had messaged talking about, do I want to come play football for them? And I was like, yeah. And he asked me when's the latest I can sign. I'm saying right now, let's do it right now. So he goes, yeah, he goes to talk to some people. I give him my coach's number. He talks to my coach, asks him all about me and all that. And before you know it, my coach comes, he gets me out of class. He tells me if this is what I want to do, and I tell him, yeah, that's what I want to do. So he sends me right back into class, and he starts going downstairs. And before he even reaches the bottom step, Coach Cooper calls him right back and tells him to come get me out of the classroom again, just to see him have a full-ride scholarship to the University of Nebraska. So it was a good feeling. I mean, I really wanted to play football. This is the only school that really offered me to do both sports that I really wanted to do. So I took it, and I'm just praying for the best that can happen.
So was that like the first conversations you had with anyone from Nebraska was when you were sitting in class?
And I talked to Coach Emmanuel from the track coach.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's a good story.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we see it now, Rules all over social media. It seems like the pitch is a little bit more out there now. What kind of was the biggest pitch to come to Nebraska?
I mean, just like they're building a new team, new staff, they're getting everybody. I just feel like that people are trusting them more from their just because of their background and what they did in the past. So that's why I really think the school and the program is starting to build up and get those top recruits now because people see that what the coaches can do with the players and their football teams. And they're Nebraska's getting some pretty good coaches, pretty good players. Everybody's committing, 5 star, 4 stars, 3 stars, just committing because they just want to be a part of something great, and that's what I want to do as well.
So have you gotten to talk to all the coaches already? What's the initial vibe?
I talked to in person. I talked to all the coaches up there in my visit, but when I'm just texting, I usually just text like a couple coaches. Like I would say the track coach mainly, and a couple of football coaches, but I don't really talk to them like that. But I'll get there.
What are you going to be running in track? Do you know?
The 100, 200, 4x1, 4x4, 400. And
So pretty much everything.
So you kind of talked about like when you came on a visit, what really goes on those visits? Because I mean, from the fans' perspective, we see everybody in the Husker uniform. We see everybody gets the red carpet rolled out. What all goes into a recruiting visit?
I mean, they take you to the campus. They show you everything, let you take pictures, everything. It's just like once you get there, it's like you're just amazed of how everything looks, how big it is, how just how the program looks, and it's just like it's a really nice school in general, and it's like they show you everything. They got food from left to right, just like it's basically like an all you can eat every single day until you leave. But yeah, it's a great facility. Everything is really, really nice. I was really surprised myself because I've never been that far up north by myself, like ever before. So when I went up there, I was really surprised. It was really cold too.
I was going to ask, how was the cold? Did it shock you a little bit?
Yeah, it was really cold. We went out to the stadium. We all went out to the. I'm like, it's kind of cold. I'm trying to go back inside, man. It's like, it's like the sun was out, but it's still cold. Wind blowing. I'm like, nah, I gotta go back inside, man. It's too cold.
It's the wind that gets you.
Yes, sir. That's the only bad part.
Absolutely. So, two other guys we've had on the pod already, Jalen Lloyd and Malachi Coleman. Obviously, they're super fast. You're super fast. Do you think you can beat both of them in a race?
I mean, we just have to see when we race each other. I don't want to sound too cocky, too just like that. So, I mean, if we ever do get the chance to race, we all gonna be able to see who is the fastest.
We're definitely gonna need a video of that.
Yes, sir.
Recruits who aren't committed yet, haven't visited, what's kind of one thing that you could tell them that would really like sway their perception of Nebraska and the program just in general?
I would say the fan base, the fans, they really love you. They're gonna treat you how you want to be treated. They just love you. They love the game of football, and then they just gonna treat you with respect also. And the coaches, Matt Rule, everybody, they're really cool with you. They're gonna vibe with you. They also gonna coach you up and just tell you what you really need to hear, not just what you want to hear. So, and from my perspective, it's just if you want to come here, you might as well go ahead and sign today because it's a good school and ain't no better place than Nebraska.
Can you give us an early season prediction for next year? What can we expect? I know you're not down there yet, but what are we looking at? We're drinking Kool-Aid right now.
I mean, I'm looking, of course, get down there, start working out, learn a playbook, all that. I'm hoping to see some of the field, some playing time. But that's really the main goal right now is just learning the playbook and just trying to get familiar with everybody, my players, my teammates, coaches, and everything around. But I wouldn't say I'm just trying to hurry up and get on the field because I know I got a lot to learn. I'm just not trying to rush everything. So, we're just going to see how it goes from there.
Absolutely.
So you committed to Nebraska without really knowing who the wide receivers coach was, correct?
Yes, sir.
So we ended up hiring a 23-year-old kid, Garrett McGuire. Have you had a chance to talk to him at all, or what's he like? Because when I heard we hired a 23-year-old wide receiver, I was like, what? Wide receiver coach? Like what? But I trust Rule, but have you had a chance to interact with him?
Yeah, so he called me after one of my track practices, I think last week. Yeah, he was talking to me, he's asking how I was doing, that he's excited for me, and he sees that I got some great speed. I'm like, yeah, it's a little something. But yeah, he's a good guy. He's a cool dude. Hopefully he can coach all of us up, all of us receivers, and just get us to where we all need to be.
Yeah, it seems like we're getting a lot of speedsters, so it's going to be exciting to see how he uses all you guys.
Yes, sir.
Is there any one NFL player that you really try and model your game after?
I really like how Tyreek Hill plays because I like how he's just that fast dude and he can just run by anybody and just get open just like in a split of a second. So that's what I really admire. That's who I really look up to because he has speed. I have speed. We both. I just really just look at his game and just how well he plays the game.
What all really goes into getting an offer, getting signed? We see all these recruits posting in their different schools. What all really goes into it? It's just kind of quick phone call, say, hey, we want to get you on campus.
Well, for me, it was just right on the money. They just said they was gonna offer me. I had just posted my offer, and it just really went like that. But it's really a great process because it's always something that you always want to into a little. And once you get it, it's just like mind blowing because you finally get to that age where you're going to have to take the next chapter in your life and just have to sit down and sign somewhere. But it's great overall. They just call you, text you, do whatever they offer you, and you just wait to see what happens. You just go on an unofficial or an official visit. You see if you like it, and you just sign or tell them that you want to commit.
It's cool to hear all that goes down. But Brice, thank you. I think that's all we got for you. But we're excited to hopefully watch you next year. Take the field and go Big Red, baby.
Yes, sir. Go Big Red, man. Thank you.
Hey, we appreciate it. See you later.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Boys, whoa, almost knocked over the mic. Happy 1 year anniversary.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah,
1 year.
give it up.
You did it.
1 year anniversary of the pod. We've come a long way. Thank you to our viewers. We appreciate you guys. Maybe like and subscribe this video real quick if you haven't already. It's been a ride. We're having fun with it.
Thank you, producer Luke, former producer Max, former executive producer Max. Just kind of hooking us up, getting us on the right path technology-wise.
Yep. Thank you, Clay.
Thank you, Clay, for being one of the founding fathers. Who else have we had as part of the pod? Thank you.
Us for
Pat
early.
Sports analyst Pat.
Engineer Jackson.
And yeah, gosh, we need Engineer Jackson.
I told him the other day
I've written a couple questions.
Have you?
Yeah.
For Engineer
in the
Jackson?
meantime.
Okay. So we'll have him back on soon.
All the guests.
And then,
Yeah,
all
all
the
the
guests.
It's been a while. We went from
Shoot, we forgot Chris.
Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. First guest was Nicklin.
Was that our
she?
first guest?
Yeah. It
Yeah,
I
was.
think she
so.
was the first
Yeah.
guest.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and then it was probably maybe Greasel early.
did we go Stiverns and then Greasel? Stiverns was on early too.
I think it was Greasel then
Greasel and
Stiverns.
Stiverns.
Greasel was our first in-person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. So, yep. Thank you to all our guests, all our followers. We appreciate you guys. TikTok followers. It's a love-hate relationship,
Yeah.
but glad you guys are there.
They're good when they're good, and when they're bad, they are mean.
We'll talk about it in a little bit, but we got screwed this week.
Yeah.
What's new?
Well, Husker talk. Boys, Nebraska's making some moves.
I'm all in.
Yeah,
It's bad.
I've been chugging the Kool-Aid the past couple of days.
It's hard not to
No.
at this
No,
point.
No.
really.
You guys are suckers.
This staff is going nuts.
They are going crazy.
Yeah, they are, but let's see it on the field. That's all I'm saying.
What's
I
the
need
point
to
of
see
staying calm?
You gotta get into
heartbreak
it.
that I've experienced
Yeah,
the last
but
5
that's part of
years.
being a fan.
Well, yeah.
That's what I've realized.
The thing is, unless we have a good year, you're gonna get disappointed regardless. So you just buy in now.
Buy in.
No, and not being disappointed season is a bowl game. That's where my expectations are at. I'm happy with a bowl game. If we go 6-6, make a bowl game, successful season for me in my books. That's where it's gotten to.
We'll easily get to a bowl game.
If we don't win the national championship,
I said
I'm
that
gonna be
last year.
pissed.
TCU got there.
Yeah,
Now
and
they
we're
choked, but
we're
My
getting guys
expectation-
from the national champions.
My expectation is we're competing for the Big Ten West.
Yeah.
If it comes down to like the last weekend.
I think that's realistic.
We
Like,
could do that.
Yeah.
If it's
easily.
if it's something weird where like we have to beat Iowa and then we have to have somebody else lose.
Mhm.
If we take care of our business, but then something weird happens and we can't get there, I'm okay.
Yeah.
We did all we could. It's just we're so loaded, and I think the recruits. I'm obviously I'm in on all of them. I think we put together a hell of a class. It's the transfers that's getting me more excited because those guys have played. They know what it's like at the college level. We don't have to
win. Yeah.
we don't have to develop a lot of these guys. Obviously, you got to get them into this system, but I mean, all these guys have played on like pretty good teams.
Mm-hmm.
So
we got the linebacker from Georgia recently.
Yeah.
Five-star.
Five-star.
Former 5-star.
I think he's just a ring chaser.
Yeah, I think so.
Wins 2 championships at Georgia. Now he wants to come to Nebraska and get another ring.
Mm-hmm. Smart move.
Yeah.
He knows.
Hop on.
Yeah.
Going after Raiola.
That would, that
That would get
That would be-
Trevin
that'd be
through the
tough
roof.
to not tough to not drink.
Even though it'd be
Good.
next year, it's still.
The thing is, we can promise him a thing that not a lot of other programs can, is that he's going to start right away. Because if he commits, we won't go after another 2024 quarterback.
No.
Yeah.
And that's what Ohio State had told him is, if you come here, we're not going after another 2024 quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And they did. And then he was like, wow, I don't know what I can even believe with you guys.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm all in. I'm just trying to
There it is.
trying to temper it a little
There it
bit.
is.
'Cause
He's just hiding it.
I've been
He's
through too
hiding his-
much. Oh, by the time we're a week from kickoff, I'm gonna be even more in than anybody could imagine. I'm just trying to play it cool. But I wonder what I was wondering, what is this coaching staff? What do they say to all these recruits and transfers? Because they must be extremely convincing. Because they've gotten about every guy they've wanted, except for that loser that flipped to Oklahoma after he committed here. That was
Walter
tough.
Rouse.
Yeah.
I have one. No, go ahead. I just have something to touch on.
I think that they're going about recruiting in a unique way because they're really hammering social media as a thing to get more exposure, and that's what these guys want. It's like they're big time athletes. They want exposure. They want people to see them, and that's what the staff is doing. And they're just really prominent on social media. I think that's part of it. They're just taking it's a different approach that I feel like not a ton of coaches use.
I also think it also just shows, I think, Scott Frost's lack of effort, because we're seeing it's not. I'm sure it is very hard to get these kids to come to Lincoln, because, I mean, it can't be easy going into a 5-star who just won 2 national championships and say, hey, I think you're better off coming to Lincoln where we haven't had a winning season.
Mm-hmm.
So I think some of it is just effort and going out, and some of it I think is being confident in that we can get these guys, because I think Frost just was like, there's no way we can get this 5-star from Georgia, so I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
I think they're being real with them.
Mm-hmm.
They're telling them, hey, we're not going to give you anything. You got to earn it and compete every day to get better. And look at the track record of this staff. They've proven, okay, at Temple, we were 1-11, and then the next year we were 9-3.
Mm-hmm.
And then at Baylor, where they had nothing after that probationary period at Baylor, and they got 11 wins and won the Big 12.
Yeah.
So they've proven that they can take guys with lesser talent than what they're getting now and can really show on the field we can get 9, 10, 11 wins the next year.
Yeah. And we're keeping in-state guys, which I think
It's
is
also big.
just big for morale.
Yeah. I like NIL. I think it's good that players are getting paid. I think the NCAA has to do something about the time period of, if this guy commits, there has to be some sort of window of this is when after this point it's tampering.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't go after guys who haven't entered the transfer portal yet. Because what probably happened with that offensive lineman was Oklahoma offered him X amount of dollars, and we probably offered him more, and then they just were like, well, we can give you a little bit more than what you're getting,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to be in a better situation at Oklahoma than what you'd probably be walking into first year with Rule.
So he thinks he'll be in a better situation.
Yeah.
He won't be, but
Joke will be on him when the
Yeah.
season's over.
I don't know how you go about fixing it, because right now it's just the Wild West of you can do whatever you want.
it really is. There's no rules.
I saw a tweet that was I think it's 1/3 of 1 out of every 3 college football players are in the transfer portal. Somebody broke it down by the numbers.
Jeez.
How many players are in Division I? How many players in the transfer portal? And it turned out to be 1 out of every 3, which
That's
is
a lot
just
of people.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the transfer portal it ends pretty soon, because they have to be enrolled in
Yeah.
to participate in spring practices. You have to be enrolled for the spring semester. So in a couple weeks you're gonna see most. I think that's what happened with Garcia Castaneda and Xavier Betts. I think that they just weren't gonna be in better situations, and they were like, I got to enroll in classes so I can play in the spring somewhere.
Yeah. Well, it'll be fun to watch. Just chugging the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Chugging it.
It's not good.
Got a lot to cover today, so let's move on to the down bads of the week. Peters, do you have one for us?
Yeah, my down bad is CNN.
Okay.
Not for the reasons you might think.
Fake news.
Patrick Reed is suing CNN for $450 million for defamation, and he's demanding an on-air apology within 5 days, or else the lawsuit will keep going.
I saw this. Do we know what they said?
I do not.
Okay.
I don't know what they said.
They just
Well, you got a laptop right in front of you.
Let's check it out. I did see this. It's just that if you gave me the list of PGA Tour players and gave me this scenario and said, hey, which one is going to do this, I would pick Patrick Reed 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
He's a loser.
He's greedy, too. He's already got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because
Bob Costas?
An attorney
Phone's blocking.
So it says they just hide defamatory piece when they were talking. So they must have said something about him, like
Was it the cheating stuff?
Being a loser.
going to live and
Or maybe live.
I guess we should watch what we say.
Yeah.
He's probably listening to our podcast.
Yeah. Pat might come after us.
I'll take on Pat.
Just a weird.
conspired as joint tortfeasors for and with the PGA Tour and its executives and its commissioner to engage in a pattern and practice of defaming Mr. Reed.
What does that mean? Because
Like saying
they're
he's a cheater.
just talking shit about him.
Probably.
That's all that sports media does. Is they just talk shit about people. That's
They
what
probably
it
called
is.
him out on his bullshit with him cheating, and he's like, "I'm not a cheater," which
Well,
he's proven he is.
Yes, exactly. So that's I mean, if he actually goes through with it,
He'll lose.
he'll lose.
They're also just not going to do an on-air apology
No,
because
no way.
What is-
Whoa,
What was that?
whoa,
A little foreshadowing.
bitch.
So yeah, CNN. I hope they don't. My hope is that they don't do the apology. He takes him to court and he loses, and he
Yeah,
just
that'd be
wastes all his money,
Fantastic.
everybody's time.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a loser.
Yep. So maybe Pat Reed is down bad.
Yeah,
He will.
He
be.
could be.
He
will
could be a future down bad.
Yeah.
Trev, do you
Yeah.
you got one?
My down bad is I don't know. I think it's just some guy who placed $1.4 million down on the Chargers when they went up 27-0 against Jacksonville. He was thinking, "Oh, this is free money. $1.4 million to win 11,000." And as many of you know, Jacksonville comes back, wins 31-27 or 31-30.
31-30.
31-30. So outscored 31-3 since he placed that bet.
I wish I could have been a fly on the wall.
Haven't
Like
heard
watching him watch the game.
Haven't heard any follow-ups from Guy. We don't even know who the guy is. Could be dead. He he could have jumped after that one, and nobody would blame him. Be like, "Yep, that's fair." I mean, oof.
Incredible. I
What
mean,
do you're thinking? I don't know. He must have had just money to launder. Just needed to get rid of some cash.
It makes no sense. If you have that much money, what is $11,000 going to do? It doesn't make any sense.
that's true. I didn't think about that.
Like, if you have all that money, what's the point of getting only 11,000 more?
It's either FU money, where he just doesn't care,
Or he
he's
took
a degenerate, and he just
took everything out of his
had to feel
savings,
something.
everything, and just
But
lost it all.
Yeah.
you had to go into the game planning to do something like that because you don't just have 1.4 million on hand.
True.
You're like, oh, I'm just gonna place
True.
this bet.
He was probably just looking for that opportunity.
He was looking and said, yeah, if a team gets up huge, I'm just gonna take some free money.
Picked the wrong game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have picked the Cowboys or
Yeah, it's tough.
any
Just
team.
makes no sense because it's obviously not something where like it wasn't with like a bookie because
Mhm.
no book is taking that action if it's not legal.
think it was DraftKings. I think is what he
DraftKings.
betted
So it's
on,
like it's not like he needed. It's not like he was down like $11,000, and he's like, let me just get this quick 11,000 back, pay off the bookie, get him off my ass. You had to place that at a real sports book.
Full send.
That's why there's bright lights in Vegas.
Yeah.
Guys like that.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I mean,
Feel free.
I hope it was just FU money that he had to.
Yeah. I hope it
spare.
didn't just destroy him.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, you're an idiot. So down bad, that guy.
Down bad as a guy. Chris, what do you got?
I'm going to go with Frank the Tank from Barstool. So, as we know, he's a huge Dolphins fan. Barstool paid for him to go to the game. He had a flight leaving Buffalo. I don't know when it was
I think
leaving.
it was like 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Game started at noon. Game took forever.
Yeah, it was a long game.
Long game. Officials kept screwing up, reviews, everything, and he had to leave early to not miss his flight. And it just, he's complained the whole year that he's not going to see a playoff game for the Dolphins. Finally gets to go to one, and then he leaves in the third quarter in a good game. It's not like they were getting killed.
Yeah.
Were the Dolphins winning at the time he left?
I think they were down by 3 when he left.
Like, Barstool can pay, like, they can rebook a flight.
What?
Well, yeah.
Was he just going home?
Yeah, he was going back home, yeah.
that's-
Both Big Cat and Dave Portnoy were like, dude, we would have
you
paid for
have to
another
stay.
flight.
Yeah.
Like, what
I
are you
think
doing?
Dave said he's not a real fan
Yeah.
because he left
yeah,
early.
turn it
Yeah.
on Frank.
And then, if you're Frank, that has to just kill you.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he's the,
Imagine if they would have won.
If they would have came back and won,
Oh.
he would have been
Brutal.
bad.
that's his personality. Is he's the biggest. I don't know if he's a fan of any of the teams
No,
he
he's
actually roots for.
the biggest pessimist. Has the biggest pessimistic view on his teams
Yeah.
of anyone ever.
Thinks they all suck when they really don't.
Mm-hmm.
The Mets are gonna go, oh,
0-162. Blame Darren Ruff for everything.
saw he was calling Skylar Thompson Skylar Ruff.
Skylar Ruff.
Just no connection.
You
Just-
just, yeah. So, yeah. Frank,
Poor
you're
Frank.
down bad, buddy. It's tough.
Yep. Bright future in Miami, hopefully. Maybe Brady
Brady or Lamar.
or Lamar. Yeah. My down bad, going back to Monday night, is Brett Maher, former Husker, because he missed 4 extra point attempts in a row. Actually, 5 if you go back to the game before. He missed the last one against the Reds, or the
Hey,
Jeez. Scratch that.
the Commanders.
He could have went
cut
with the
that.
Washington football team.
Could have went with the football team. Missed 4 in a row. Just got the complete yips. I think he went wide right twice
And then
and a duck
yanked
hook.
one.
and then duck hook. That's just like golf, like
Oh yeah,
Aikman said.
we'd all been there. Anybody
Yeah.
who's picked up a golf club has been there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a hopeless feeling.
Couple push fades, so you overcompensate and duck hook it into the
Mhm.
water.
Yep.
So, it's tough seeing a guy live on TV like just kind of lose it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Like you could tell that he like. Well, Chris has some views on this, but he looked like he didn't know what happened because that's probably never happened in his life.
No,
You would hope not.
I actually felt really bad for him. Like the first couple were funny, like haha,
Mm-hmm.
it sucks. And then after the third one, you're like, oh no. And the fourth one, I'm just like, I can't watch this. I can't watch the fourth one. Like, I think it looked good, and then it doinked off the top. But it's just that he's lucky it didn't matter.
Yeah, that's as a
Well,
Cowboys
it
fan.
mattered to some, but it
if-
didn't matter to the Cowboys.
Did matter to some. If the Cowboys would have lost because of that, he would be the most wanted man in Dallas.
And also, I was thinking like, huge win for the Cowboys. I'm sure they were like celebrating in the locker room. What's going through his mind? Because he's happy the team won, but he knows he literally couldn't have played worse. So
Yeah.
he's like probably trying to be happy, but you can't look too happy because you played the worst.
Right.
Everybody
Right.
knows you messed up. Like I was just trying to picture what he was like in the locker room. I don't really know. I didn't see any videos or anything, but it had to be a weird state of mind he was in.
Yeah.
After the first miss, analytics, I was thinking, why don't you just go for 2? Because you're up 12.
That didn't make sense. Oh.
Yeah, not yet.
Just keep.
You do it later.
I mean, yeah. Don't chase points. Think he'll figure it out.
He didn't.
and he didn't.
After the second one, then I think you start thinking about going for 2.
McCarthy did come out and say they're sticking with him, and also
Did
Jerry
they?
Jones said that.
Oh, that's good.
So
He'll be perfect the rest of the postseason.
I mean, he's a good kicker. He literally just got the yips,
Yeah,
which,
the yips, they can last.
yeah, but
You never know.
I'm sure they have professional sports psychiatrists on staff
Yeah.
that can clear the yips. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Hopefully he doesn't have like a big kick that he needs to make.
Chris, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I do. I'll say it. It was fixed for the under. That's why he missed 4 in a row. That's why he missed. Over-under was 45.5, and it ended on 45. If he makes any of those, it goes over. They wanted it to be under. He missed the extra points on purpose.
Was
Disagree.
like
The fix was on.
was the majority of the money on the over?
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
just gonna look at that.
Absolutely. 5 wild card games, 5 overs. Everyone was going to be on the over.
I
don't know.
I agree that the NFL's fixed to some degree, but my thought ends with it only being the referees. You can't convince me that players are in on it because
That's
you don't
all
want to humiliate yourself in public like that. You don't miss 4 extra points.
If
No amount of money could get him to do that.
True.
He's already pretty well off financially.
If
I
it
don't
was
think any amount of money
2,
can be to do that.
If it was 2, I'd be like maybe,
Yeah.
because you don't want to be the guy who goes 0 for 4 in a game,
Yeah.
because that's going to be some stat where, like, looking back on Wildcard Weekend, what NFL kicker missed all 4 extra points in one game?
yeah,
It's okay. When they win the Super Bowl, he can say, I got a ring.
exactly.
My Bleacher Report app says 66% of the bets were on the under.
Whoa,
Whoa.
But that's just public bets. I don't know where the big money was. So,
something to think about in the future.
yeah.
NFL's rigged.
NFL rigged. Let's move into a recap of the games. Great weekend of football. We're winding down. We have 2 more weeks and then the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's sad, but this is when things get fun. I really like the divisional rounds because I seriously don't know who's going to win the Super Bowl. Could be anyone, except a couple teams. But let's move into 49ers 41, Seahawks 23. This game was close for a while. Seahawks were actually leading at half, and then the Niners went on a 25-6 run in the second half. Brock Purdy, 350 yards, 4 touchdowns. Are you getting nervous, Feeders?
No, at this point, it'd be funny to have just, like, no reason to have a Brock Purdy jersey, especially if he doesn't, like, if he's not going to start next year. It'd just be funny to have people be like, why do you have a Brock Purdy jersey?
They have to stick with him next year, right?
Not if they get Tom Brady.
True. It's
I mean,
a
you-
potential landing spot.
And then you try and trade Trey Lance, I guess,
Probably.
because you took him. He was a first-round pick.
They traded up to get Trey Lance.
They did.
Yep. No, Purdy's impressive. He's just
It's playing well.
he had a horrible first half, and then which I was kind of expecting, like first playoff game, I'd take Seattle on the points if I bet on sports just because it's Purdy's first game. But good thing I don't. But so I should have just took him first half.
Yeah.
In hindsight, somebody should have. But then he really bounced back in the second half and looked comfortable. I don't know, 49ers are a wagon.
They are.
They're scary.
A lot of athletes. A lot
I
of good
saw-
players.
A take, I can't remember what it was on, but, like, if Brock Purdy would have been even like a mid-round pick, he should have, like, he would easily have won Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's not going to win it because he's Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, he's what?
He also came in a lot later.
He came in very late.
Yeah, but
That
I go, guess who's going to probably win Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, but he was
Could
hurt
be
for a
Kenneth
while.
Walker. He was hurt,
It
though.
looked like Damian Pierce for a while, but then he got hurt.
A lot of injuries.
I guess there have been a lot of injuries.
I mean, he's undefeated as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
Who were the top draft picks? I forget.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson was up there. Olave.
I mean, he could still win it, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. I don't know. But good run for the Seahawks. No one really thought anything of them this year after Russ left. But
And they have a top 5 draft pick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Their
Geno played well.
future's bright.
Future's bright in Seattle. I don't know what Pete Carroll's plan is. Is he just going to keep going until he dies?
I don't know.
He looks good.
Isn't
so
he like
probably.
in the 70s?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He doesn't look 70
No,
though.
not at all.
I've gotten a lot of respect for Pete Carroll. I used to hate him after he left USC with all the cheating, but
Mhm.
he's kind of just stayed quiet. You don't really hear much about him. He's just kind of a cool guy now. Good coach.
Yeah. You
Oh.
see the video of him like riding his scooter
Yeah.
around?
Yeah, that was funny.
It was
If you're Seattle, what do you do with Geno now? Because he's gonna want a bag now.
Is he in a
think he's a-
contract year?
I think so.
He could be because he was a backup for Russ for a long time.
Yeah, he's cocky enough. He's gonna want a bag.
I'd pay him. He had a good year.
He made the Pro Bowl. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The tackle
Deserves it.
football or the,
The flag
football.
flag football,
Flag
not
football.
tackle.
What a
The not
joke.
tackle football.
That's so dumb.
Don't
But-
watch the Pro Bowl.
I don't think anybody
Boycott
does.
Yeah, 49ers wagon, but they're gonna lose this week. Next game, the craziest game of the weekend: Jaguars 31, Chargers 30. This game screwed the parlay.
Yeah,
sound bad
that's
parlay.
on me.
If
I
it-
So I thought I was being really smart by just taking the money line because it looked like for a while the Chargers looked like they're going to dominate, but even at the end it looks like, oh, Chargers are going to win by 2. Spread was 2.5. I am a freaking genius again, and then nope.
It was the right play.
Yeah.
Parlay
Just
would
didn't
have
win.
hit.
Oh, it was definitely the right play.
It was the right play, 100%. They were up 27-0 at one point, 27-7 at half. Trevor Lawrence threw 3 picks in the first quarter. That and the extra points were 2 of the craziest things I've seen in a while.
Because he threw 4 in the first half.
4 in the first half, 3 in the
to
first quarter.
Asante Samuel.
Yeah, just insane. And then he came back and had 4 touchdowns in the second half, or 3 touchdowns in the second half.
3.
Because he had that one before the end of the half. Is Staley? They got to fire him, right?
I've heard they're going to keep him.
Yeah, they just fired their OC today.
Yep.
Or maybe yesterday, and they're like their quarterback's
Mhm.
coach or something. So
I think they're going to keep him.
I
I guess the players want him back.
You think they would have fired Staley along with them? So
Yeah.
I bet he's staying. Which
I
Don't know
about
why.
that. Don't know about that
the
one.
players love him because he's not afraid to just go for it whenever. He's got big balls, is what they say.
Yeah,
I don't know. Tough for the Chargers.
It's only
they have
his second
such
year.
a good roster.
Yeah. Feel bad for Herbert. Like, he's really good.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they're wasting some
And Eckler's a
prime
good
year.
guy.
Eckler. Staley kept Mike Williams in too long for
In
their
Denver.
last game. That game that didn't matter, and he got hurt, couldn't play. So, $100 million receiver.
I gotta take this.
You gotta take this.
I don't know who it is.
Okay. Can we listen?
Hello? Spam. I panicked so hard there.
I didn't know what you were trying to do.
I panicked
Why
because
did he hit one?
What did they say?
she said, "Hi, this is Carrie with Consumer Counseling. This is a recorded line. Can you hear me okay? You can press 1 to be removed or something."
Oh, okay.
And then I didn't know if I
I was
should.
wondering
Did
why
you
he
press
froze.
1?
I froze. I was gonna say something, and then I panicked and tried to find the 1 and just hit 1.
I was wondering why you clicked a 1.
I think I got a call. I think I got a call from that number. I'm not sure if that was spam.
This is great podcasting.
Trevor's
No.
getting some spam calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, you play Mike Williams too long.
Sorry.
Yeah. Gets
And-
hurt.
I don't know why
That's
he
a
even
tough-
played.
I don't know. Game didn't matter. They lost anyway. The
Yeah.
Broncos, so. I don't know. Jags,
Good for them.
they're on like a 5-game win streak, I think. 6 maybe.
Yeah.
I don't really
Find a way.
I don't really love Trevor Lawrence. I don't know why.
I kind of like him.
Yeah. Did you
I
see
don't
him at
know.
Waffle
I think
House?
it might
after
be the
game?
hair. The hair is just.
I think he would look
lot.
better without the hair.
Yeah.
Did you hear the post game interview with Lawrence
Mm,
with
No.
after the game on NBC? The woman asked, like, what do you think? And he's like, well, could you write a better script than this?
yes,
Yeah,
he did.
I
I
did
did
see
see that.
Whoa.
Whoa. little
Wait a minute.
hint there.
I mean,
I have a take. I
Okay.
just thought. I think the Jaguars are the TCU of NFL. They don't look good, but they keep finding ways to win.
Yeah.
So it could be a TCU type run. Maybe
Watch
they
out,
hang in there with the
Chiefs.
Chiefs. I could see them giving the Chiefs a run. We'll get into
I
it
think
later.
they'll cover for sure.
Yeah,
but
but
we'll cover.
they just kind of got that factor
later.
about them. Everybody kind of likes them.
Mhm.
They haven't been good in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Good quarterback play. Solid I guess TCU's defense sucked. But
You got
I
exposed.
don't know. Kind of a fun team that just finds a way to win.
I like watching them.
Yeah,
they're fun to watch.
Fun to watch. Good athletes. Next game, Bills 34, Dolphins 31. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Bills are scaring me a little bit. I don't know.
Well, Allen keeps making stupid throws. It's not like him. He'll throw an interception a game, but he's been throwing multiple and not good ones either.
He's just trying so hard to do everything for him, I feel like, and they're not going to go far if he keeps doing that, I feel like.
Yeah, he needs to clean it up.
They need to run the ball more.
He should run more. He's
should
not
run
running
more.
as much as he used to. He should run more.
Everyone's like, "Oh, don't run, you're going to get hurt."
There's 3
He
weeks
never
left.
has from running. Like,
Yeah,
he's
he's
a big
freaking
guy.
huge.
Just
Yeah.
That's what you're good at.
Yeah.
Just do it. Skylar Thompson had a drive to win the game.
He played well, actually,
He did.
for most of the game. One bad interception, but good for the Dolphins. They competed more than anybody thought they would.
Mm-hmm. It sucks for them with Tua. 'Cause
Yeah.
they could have been.
They could have been really good.
They could have made a real run at this thing. But
Their future's bright too.
They'll get a
Those
quarterback.
receivers and,
Yeah.
and even
Or
if
Tua might be back. Who
Tua's
knows?
Tua
good
could be
enough
back.
to win them a lot of games.
With
Did
those
we-
receivers,
do
With
we
those
know
receivers.
what's going on with Tua?
just in
Is-
concussion
Yeah, he
protocol.
didn't clear concussion protocol.
But like I've heard a lot of doctors said like they don't want him to play anymore.
Oh,
I mean, I could see it. He had 3 concussions this year?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I know, like in high school, like you couldn't have more than 2 or 3, and then you couldn't play sports anymore.
in your career.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he had 3 in 1 year.
So I'm sure they don't want him to play.
He will.
Yeah,
But-
he will. I just
Yeah.
don't know. Like, do you want to take a chance on? I mean, at this point, not a lot of teams are gonna. Nobody's gonna spend on Tua,
Mm-hmm.
other than like. That's why I think the Dolphins probably go after somebody in free agency.
Maybe Brady.
Because I mean, if you have Tua as your backup, and you can tell.
should we break the news?
Breaking news.
Brady to
Tom
the
Brady to
Dolphins?
the Miami Dolphins. No. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just don't think you want to spend on like you're not. Nobody's gonna go out and be like, "We'll give
Yeah.
you a ton of picks," or "We'll give you a stud for Tua,"
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
and he
But-
probably knows that.
Yeah. I don't know. Bills looking a little shaky, but we'll see. Next game, Giants 31, Vikings 24. This is the told you so game. I said the Giants are going to win. Take them spread, take them money line. It just, we knew it was coming with the Vikings. They were kind of the TCU of the regular season, finding ways to win games, but I don't know. The Giants are, Daniel Jones is playing well.
Yeah.
He's
He's-
running the ball.
He's gonna get a bag too, and
Yeah.
if the
Mhm.
Giants want to pay him,
They should.
I bet they will.
yeah, I don't know how you can't now.
Dable's a good coach.
Coach of the
Yeah.
year?
I'd argue he should be. Giants were,
I think he
3
should
wins
be.
last year, and
I
now
think-
they're
I
in the
think he's
divisional
coach of the
round?
Him or Doug Peterson
Or Doug Peterson?
Yeah.
True.
If one of them would win
or Pete
this
Carroll.
week,
Could be Pete Carroll.
could be Pete Carroll.
I bet if one of them wins this week and the other
Somehow.
one,
And the other one loses,
yeah,
whoever wins this week will get it. If
Yeah.
Jacksonville or
Yeah,
the Giants win,
probably.
they'll probably get it.
Probably. Yeah, they've done a great job. Daniel Jones, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 78 rush yards. I think he had a drive where he ran like every play.
Yeah.
He did like either a scramble or a design run, and they scored. But he looks really good. Saquon looks good. First playoff win for them in 11 years.
Wow.
was
Pretty
it
cool to see.
since their Super Bowl win?
Probably was.
Probably with Eli.
Good for
I mean, that
Giants
makes
fans.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're another team that's like fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
actually,
they
which
are.
is weird because you never say that about the Giants. But
no.
Kirk
Yeah.
did Kirk Cousins things.
Oh my
4th and
gosh.
8. And
Yeah,
he
when
throws
he
a
took
4-yard
the last
pass.
play.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was
To a tight
absolutely
end.
brutal.
Did he think there were 5 downs, or did he think it was 3rd down?
I mean, if you look at the play, everyone else is covered, but you have Justin Jefferson. If
Just
it gets
gotta-
intercepted, who cares?
Just
Yeah.
got to throw it up. And it's tough because you don't have a ton of time to react as a quarterback.
Yeah.
But, like, you got to know the situation there.
But like that 1 week against the Bills, like the craziest game ever, it was 4th and long. He just threw it up to Jefferson. He
Mhm.
made an
Yeah,
insane
true.
catch
Yeah.
to keep the game alive. Like, just do that. If nobody's open on your first read, just throw it to his area.
I also don't get like having your tight end as your check down, not past the.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah,
gonna
you
make
should
any
have told
miss.
everyone to run past
yeah,
the
why'd they
first
even
down
run
line.
a route that was short of the first?
Because like if you're gonna like I get you want to have a check down,
Maybe like a
if nobody's
decoy to-
open,
Yeah.
Draw some defenders, but
but like have that be right past the stick,
or have it be like a running back who can maybe make somebody miss
Yeah.
if you need to.
Yeah.
Not a,
Mhm.
Not
yeah.
a big tight end that's
That
slow.
was bad.
Yeah. Let's get-
I was a little sucker that game. I talked myself into the Vikings. I thought, still a decent team. They find ways to win games, but Giants really impressed me.
They're a good team.
I saw
Yeah.
the Vikings ended up with a negative point differential
Yeah.
on the season,
Mhm.
which can't say that about a lot of teams that went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's kind of heinous.
Yeah, we'll see what the Giants can do. They
What's
have a
gonna
chance.
what's gonna happen in Minnesota? Just they're gonna keep Kirk.
You got to pay
He had a
Jefferson here
good year,
soon.
actually.
I heard Jefferson. He like had a comment said, "I'll go wherever I'm wanted. If they want me, I'll stay. But if I'm wanted somewhere else, I'll go there."
You have to pay him. 'Cause
Yeah.
You can't let
Dang.
him
He's
go.
been in the league for 2 years now
Yeah.
because
2
he was
years?
Burrow's class.
Yeah. This was his 2nd year.
So you have to pay him in 2 years
Yeah.
at least.
You have
At
to
the-
keep him, I think.
Oh yeah.
At the minimum, you have to pay him in 2 years. I mean, I don't know why you don't pay him
I'd just pay him now and lock him up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do.
because his value is probably not going to go down.
Yeah. True.
It can really, unless he gets like hurt.
True.
Yeah, that's the only way his value really goes down. So you might as well just pay him now, get him
Mm-hmm.
for whatever wide receivers are going at now, because who knows what it looks like in 2 years.
Yeah. 3 NFC East teams.
Yeah.
3 out of the 4 are from in the
NFC
NFC are from the
Beast.
NFC Beast, which is a wild turnaround from last year. So that's fun.
And then you got the Commanders.
Redskins.
Our words.
Next game, Bengals 24, Ravens 17. This game had a crazy ending with the Sam Hubbard defensive touchdown on the 1 yard line.
Oh, that's
The
crazy.
botched QB sneak.
So
Oh,
you see quarterbacks do that a lot where they just reach the ball over, and it works like 99% of the time. And I never understood like why defenders don't try to like hit the ball out.
yeah.
And they did this time, and it worked. And
But Huntley wasn't even close to the line.
That's the
You
thing.
can't be reaching.
They
when you're
showed a
on the
like,
2 yard line.
overview.
yeah,
They showed that overview angle,
Mhm.
and they were like a yard and a half away from the goal line.
Yeah, he
like
wasn't
they
even
weren't like an
close.
inch away from the goal line.
No.
If they were an inch away, it would have worked because he'd
Yeah.
have been in. Because he said, "I reached over," but when you're a yard and a half, that's a long way to reach.
Yeah, no, he wasn't close. There was no doubt about it.
Yeah, he wasn't close.
fantastic play by the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Saved their season because
Yeah, that's a 14-point swing right
14
there.
point
I don't
swing.
think they would have won if
I don't.
the
think so
Ravens
either.
would have scored
It
there.
would have had to be in overtime, maybe.
Yeah,
Have we checked on roommate Cole?
I've not talked to
I
him.
have not heard from him.
Could be off the radar.
Couldn't.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's still alive.
Yeah.
I
That
need to do a wellness check with Cole.
Yeah.
But also, he did a follow up with me. I think he listened to the pod, and because I was asking, I wonder what roommate Cole's thoughts are, and
mhm.
he sent me a snap and seemed pretty optimistic about it. So
'Kay.
said he wasn't expecting to win, but he thought they could keep it close. So he was right.
And they did. They
And they-
probably should have won.
If they have Lamar, I think they win for sure.
Yeah.
That's what J.K. Dobbins said.
Oh yeah.
Literally
absolutely.
after the game, he says, if we have Lamar, we win. Which,
They
tough
bet-
for Huntley.
Do you
But
think they should pay him?
yeah, but I don't know
Yeah.
if they will.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know if he'll
their
let them.
offense is centered around him,
Yeah.
but he gets hurt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to pay a guy $50 million a year to have him
That's-
sit the last 6 games?
And I feel like part of it is he sat because it is a contract year, and he might already know that the Ravens aren't going to pay what he's looking for. So why come back get hurt and then not instead of getting like a $50 million deal from a different team, then he only gets 40, which he could have got in Baltimore.
If they would have paid him before the season, he definitely would have played that game.
Yeah.
I think it was more of a he probably could have played. It was just more of an FU to the organization. See how much, kind of like, hey, see how much I'm worth to you.
Yeah.
Which is kind of selfish, but
smart at the same
It's a
time.
business.
Fair. It's
NFL's a business.
Yep.
Zach Taylor doing the thing again, going to the bars after playoff wins.
Did he?
and-
I didn't see
Giving
that.
out game balls.
Giving out game balls. Awesome. Good for Husker Nation. Yeah, tough for Ravens fans. I don't know. Bengals, they looked okay. I don't know. Against
Maybe
the backup quarterback.
Yeah, maybe Bengals and Bills were both just neither of them look great. They're kind of just both saving up for
Maybe.
the matchup. It's gonna be
Just waiting.
it's gonna be the talk of the week.
Mhm.
The rematch from the DeMar Hamlin. Yeah. Rematch from. Did they meet last year in the AFC Championship?
No.
No.
Oh, it
Kansas
was
City.
Chiefs.
Chiefs and Bengals last year. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the Chiefs beat the Bills on that.
Like crazy.
And then
Yeah.
what's the
11-second drive.
scenario where they play in? It's in Atlanta, isn't it?
That's for Chiefs and Bills.
Yeah.
Just Chiefs. Okay.
So there's a lot of controversy. Maybe we can talk about it in a little bit, but the Bengals and Bills, if the Bengals would have beat the Bills in the game that got canceled, then they would have home field.
Right.
So Bengals
Bengals
fans
are pissed.
because they think this game should be a neutral site this week,
Which I can understand.
I don't know why it isn't.
I mean, it makes sense. The game never got played. They never got the chance to get home field,
Yeah.
Because I
which
thought
they should have.
for a while there was talks and it didn't go through where like you could either have home field and not get the bye or take the bye and then play on the road. And with like what happened with the DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah.
Which I mean that kind of makes sense. Like the game if it was in like the fourth quarter, you've played pretty much the whole game. It was what was it 7-3?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like clearly that's not going to be the final of that game.
Yeah. I don't know. Last game, Cowboys 31, Bucks 14. This was one of the best days of my life, I think, yesterday during this game. Cowboys snap a 30-year road playoff losing streak. Dak played. I think that's the best game I've ever seen Dak play. Aside from the first 2 drives, I think they went 3 and out right away. But 5 touchdowns, 4 passing, 1 rush, 300 yards, and 0 turnovers. That was the key, I thought. If he turned the ball over, they were going to lose. But 0 turnovers. Kellen Moore called a great game. Had some fantastic plays. That 4th down, close to the goal line where they did the bootleg.
Yep.
Super great play. We talked about Maher, but possibly
Defense got after Brady.
Defense did really well. Micah
Brady
Parsons played well.
Threw his first red zone interception since like
Yeah, that was
2019.
Mm-hmm. First one
That
as
was
a
bad.
Buccaneer.
Yep.
Terrible interception. That was the turning point where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I think they're going to win.
I
But-
hear you're all in on a Super Bowl now.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later, but
Okay.
I wasn't before this game. Honestly thought they were going to lose, but I was watching it with my roommates. Everyone went to bed like early 4th quarter, and I just stayed up and just soaked it all in. It was awesome. Great moment for Cowboys fans. Great moment for you, Chris.
Yeah. I'm a believer
He's a
in
believer.
the Cowboys.
It's going to be a really good game against the 49ers.
Yeah.
I really don't know what to think. I'm lost.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Dak and McCarthy were both kind of playing for their jobs last night. If Dak plays bad, I don't know what they do next year, and they probably fire Big Mike if he loses that game.
Yeah.
So it's a good day to be a Cowboys fan.
Yeah. Happy for you.
Thank you. Appreciate
I hate
that.
the Cowboys.
All right, boys down bad parlay time. Still getting over the heartbreak of last week, but we're gonna bounce back.
What did we go last week? I know mine lost the
3-1.
Chargers.
We were 3-1,
that,
yeah.
Yeah.
That was the only one.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Chargers. And they were up 27-0.
dang. We'll get it.
We're sniffing around it.
We've
though.
been 3-1 like 4 of the last 5 weeks or something
Yeah.
like that.
That might be the worst bad beat in a while.
True. And our NFL picks last week were pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Despite the TikTok, what people on TikTok think.
yeah,
They don't know anything.
they don't. We do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter, start us off.
Yeah, so I'm going to take Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown. I get it's -165.
Interesting one. Okay.
I just don't see a scenario where he doesn't score. So I
Scores
get
a lot of touchdowns. It's true.
I get it's -165. I get it. Blah blah blah. He's gonna score a touchdown. Sorry.
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple.
Easy.
Love it. Trev, has
Yeah.
one jumped out to you?
Oh, yeah, I have my parlay pick. Wait, we're doing parlay, right?
Yes. Sorry. Trev, what is your parlay pick?
Mine is the Chiefs Jaguars under 53. Chiefs having a little bye week to prepare. I think that helps. Their defense, sure, they have holes in them, but giving NFL defense 2 weeks to prepare does a lot. I think they have talent on their defense. Jaguars defense is also pretty good. Can be good. I just think it's a close game, a tight game. We're not going to see a lot of points. I haven't checked the weather, but could be bad.
Could be
We're
snow.
getting some snow around the area,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
It is snow.
Forecasted snow.
forecast is
Okay.
snow. 53 is a lot.
53 is a lot.
Get it now before it goes down when people start realizing it's going to snow.
Yeah.
That's it.
Great pick.
I like it.
Thank you.
Chris, what's your parlay pick?
Now, some people are going to hate it,
Good.
No.
Good.
and I hope they do.
Yeah.
They're going to say, why did you do this?
Mhm.
My pick is going to be the Dallas Cowboys money line
Yeah.
against the San Francisco
Boom.
49ers.
Yes.
Putting my money where my mouth is. I've said all year, told Fitz this before the year, that the Cowboys are going to go to the Super Bowl. Obviously, they have to win to go to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people are going to say, why don't you just take the +3.5?
Because you're not a
'Cause-
pussy.
Yeah, exactly right. It's exactly right. I'm not going to take the -110 odds when I can get +160
Mm-hmm.
and make the odds even better.
Exactly.
Dak, Mike McCarthy, beat the 49ers
Love that.
on the road again.
Great pick. Is that a grass field?
Yep.
It's a grass
They
field.
proved it wrong this week.
Yep.
So.
It's a grass field.
Yep. Screw the stats.
Yep.
My pick is the Bengals +5. No, not a ton of logic behind it. I think both teams struggled last week. I think they're going to pull out all the stops because they knew they were going to play each other. So I think they're going to make their game plans, have strong game plans going into the game. It's going to be a close game. I could see the Bills winning on a field goal. I could see the Bengals winning on a field goal. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know it's going to be a close game. So take the points with the Bengals.
Love it.
We're going to hit this
That
one.
one's going to hit.
We're going to hit it.
We got some unique. We got a money line and an
Yeah,
anytime
something different.
touchdown score.
Something different.
Some new
Yeah,
ones.
mix it up. We've kind of touched a lot of the games, so we're just gonna move into the NFL locks for the week, and send us on our way to this divisional round playoff. So, Peters, what is your NFL lock?
So I'm going to go to another kind of unique one. I'm going to go Chiefs -5 first half.
Okay.
I like them to come out. Obviously, home field advantage is huge, especially in Kansas City. I think they kind of jump on them in the first half. I do like the Jags to keep it close. I just think getting it under a touchdown, I like the number. I just think they're going to come after them in the first half. I get TikTok's going to say, oh, you're only taking this because Trevor Lawrence threw 4 picks. No, I just think they're going to come out slow. I think they'll make it close at the end.
What was that?
I don't know
Wow.
what just happened.
I hope the mic picked that up. 'Cause that was
I meant to just say and it just my voice cracked.
puberty sucks,
Trev, people
man.
were flaming
Yeah.
you on TikTok.
I didn't
for
really
your voice
realize
crack
that.
last week.
I didn't really realize that until I watched the video. That was a bad one. But
Wow, that was bad. I love that pick though.
Yeah.
Great pick. Do you want to go?
yeah, I got one. It just came to me.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's might ruffle some feathers, but
Good.
it's the Bills. It's the Bengals. We're going under 48.5.
Okay. Chris
Now-
loves it.
Now you're saying, Trev, these are two of the best offenses in the league. Why would you take the under? Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs? Well, I'll tell you why. It's a big game. Both teams are going to want to win. They're going to be locked in on defense. Might play a little more conservative. Might see a lot more runs just to control the possession. Also, last weekend, 4 out of the 5 games went over. NFL has a tendency to reverse itself. I think it's an under weekend. Let me hear it. I want to hear why this is the worst pick you've ever heard. It'll hit. Just know it'll hit. Take the under 48.5.
Love it.
Another game that's going to be
Fantastic.
affected by weather.
Yes.
Windy.
Yep, and
Yeah,
weather.
windy in Buffalo.
And
Yep.
cold.
Love it.
Great pick.
Thank you.
Chris, what is your NFL lock?
All right, Peters took the first half in the Chiefs game, and he took the Chiefs. I'm going to try and squeeze it
Yeah.
with the Jags plus 8.5 for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sprinkle
Love
some
that.
money line, too.
Yep.
Mhm.
I think Peters is right. The Chiefs could come out hot after the bye.
Mhm.
Could be a little, slow start for the Jags after playing this last week. Back door is always going to be open for
Always.
a little late touchdown.
Always.
Always.
And I think Jags are, they keep games close enough where they can have a chance to win it at the end. Maybe sprinkle some Jags money line if you're really feeling it.
Fun fact, Trevor Lawrence has never lost on a Saturday.
Never lost on a Saturday.
Yep.
They play on Saturday.
Jags in the AFC Championship?
You never know.
Huh?
You never know with some snow, fumbles could come into
I mean,
play.
Doug Peterson's, he's got some tricks up his sleeve.
Yep.
He's a good coach.
Yep.
If they need to pull out all the stops, they can do it.
That's the thing. They're going in with nothing to lose.
Nothing to
Everybody
lose.
thinks the Chiefs are going to win.
Mhm.
They can play aggressive with nothing to lose.
Coming off that high of coming back from a 27-point deficit?
They already beat one
Anything can happen.
AFC West team. Why not make it 2?
Anything
Yep.
can happen.
I love it.
That's a great pick.
Plus 8.5.
All right. My NFL lock. Now, boys, there comes a time in every man's life when he's got to be courageous. He's got to not care what people think. He's got to put his money where his mouth is.
Salute you.
That's why I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys money line
Whoa.
to beat the San Francisco 49ers. This is Dak's time. It is. Stephen A. has been absolutely roasting him the past 3 or 4 weeks. He shut him up on Monday night, and he's going to shut him up again on Sunday night. Mike McCarthy going to coach him to not just an NFC championship, but a Super Bowl championship. The Dallas Cowboys are going to beat the San Francisco 49ers, and I can't wait to watch it.
Wow.
Lock it up.
Wow.
I love it.
It's turned into a pro Cowboys pod.
Come on.
Thing is, I don't hate it. I hate the Cowboys, but I think that you guys are talking me into them winning.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
They're rolling.
Keep it rolling. All right, good pod, boys. We're going to end it with a little roulette action.
There's the board.
The board is up.
Nobody's hit it yet.
Let's switch
No
it
one's
up.
hit. The pot is up to 15, I believe.
Yeah, it'll be
15 bucks
15 a
each.
person.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to go 17. Hank Lockwood never got the lottery ball right. This one's for Hank. 17.
Okay. Trev?
I'm going to switch it up and go black 24 for Kobe.
Okay, solid. Chris?
I'm going to go with red 21. Don't know why. Just
Okay.
feel it.
Shout out Luke.
Yeah.
Shout out
Luke.
Sammy
Shout out Luke.
Sosa.
Zeke Elliott.
I'm going to go with
Just name any athlete. For what number were you?
Dak
Jordan?
Prescott, number 4, black 4.
17.
17.
Okay,
All right.
wait. So we're on 17, 4,
4,
21,
21,
and 24.
24. Oh,
Oh,
not
I'll take
that.
both. I'll take both.
Nope.
Sure. Trevin's doubled up on the
Yep, he's
24.
doubled up. All right, here we go.
For $15 each.
Come on, 4.
Come on.
Here it goes.
Kobe.
Black
29.
29.
And the
Ugh.
pot increases.
Pot increases. Someone's
Dealer
going to get it
wins.
sometime. It's
Someone will hit
Dealer
it.
wins. Classic.
Dealer wins.
Little personal note. Tax season's upon us. Not entirely sure where that's going to put me for the next 3 months. Got to put work a priority. Going to be some late nights. So if you guys don't hear from me, that's why. I love you guys.
He's going to be grinding.
I'm going to be grinding. I don't know. We'll work out the logistics between then. But if you don't hear from me, that's why. But
He's helping the people.
it's been an honor and a pleasure.
Honor and a
But-
pleasure, absolutely.
Get your 1040s in. Let's do some taxes.
Sounds horrific.
Yeah,
Kool-Aid keeps dripping.
stirring.
And we've got more coming.
Yep.
So like and subscribe now
Mhm.
because you're not going to want to miss them.
No.
Yep.
Not at all.
Husker basketball
Oh yeah,
beat Ohio State on
we just
Wednesday.
beat Ohio State.
Nice.
They're back on track.
This was the game I was like, season might be over if we lose this. Good thing we took care of business.
Yeah, we showed up.
killed them.
People were
Even-
gonna brave the weather, get to
Yep.
PBA. They got to PBA. It was a full crowd.
Then what? Penn State Saturday, winnable.
Yep. And
Back
then
on track.
And then Northwestern
track.
next Tuesday.
Northwestern at home.
So 3 winnable games in a row for the
Mhm.
Huskers.
Love it.
3-0.
Not giving up quite yet.
Nope.
Juwan Gary
Not
being out hurts, but I
Getting-
trust the boys.
Getting Greasel back.
Trust the boys.
Sam
Not
had a
done.
great game.
Yep. Sam had a good game.
His hip is fine.
Perfectly fine.
Walker looked good.
Mhm.
Breidenbach had a good game.
That's funny. That's how you know you haven't watched it yet.
You never know.
All right. Let's have a great divisional round playoff
Mhm.
weekend.
Yeah, watch some football this weekend.
Watch some football. If it lives up to last year, it's going to be a heck of a weekend.
Yeah.
So, hunker down. All
Lock
right.
in.
This is Boys Down Bad Podcast. I'm Dylan.
I'm Trev.
Peters.
I'm Chris.
Have yourselves a top 10 weekend.